I cannot talk enough about how much I absolutely loved the Digital Arts Museum that I went to. Um, in all of the things that I did in Japan, I was not expecting such an amazing exhibit, such an amazing variety of art. Easily one of my favorite, if you can call it an art museum, certainly one of my favorite art galleries I've ever been to. And I think the reason is just how unconventional it is, how exciting it is, how everything is just spectacularly done in such an innovative way in which you, the person, can interact with the art. Um, and each one of these rooms is another experience. In the first one, there was the first small artwork you saw. That was a flower room where there were flowers across the walls. And the one you're seeing currently is a lily pad room, and these are all plastic lily pads where the light is reflected reflected on all of them. And this is a wave room where waves are digitally produced along with an accompanying sound of the ocean. And so each one of these pieces is so creative, so just well thought out and done that there was not a single room or exhibit that I was not absolutely just blown away by. And they change, and that's why it's so interesting. This is the lily pad room, but instead of green, now it's cherry blossoms.
Look at the whale.
So this, for instance, another exhibit, there's art that you draw, and once you draw the art, you can scan it, and that art will become available. So this is a whale that you currently saw, but if you draw a bird, you can draw a lizard, and you can scan that, and that will become part of the floor. This is a room where there was just balls everywhere, and they were lit up, and it was just very creative, very creative. And you see all of these different artworks, all these different art pieces, that I think what stood out to me the most was just how, once again, you work with the art. It wasn't stagnant. It wasn't this. You looked at the art. It was great. Move on to the next piece. Try to find something from this piece of art. No, it was. I'm a part of this art. You go in here and you interact with, and you are a part of the art, and you interact with it. This is one of my favorite rooms. This is it's a crystal room where you can interact with a module on the back of the room. It's this plastic module, and it has different icons on it. So one's a lightning bolt, a hieroglyphic, a phoenix, for example, and you flick it up, and you can actually, the hieroglyphic you choose will actually change the colors and the shapes of the colors that present itself on the hundreds of plastic pieces that are hanging from the ceiling. And the floor is mirror, it's reflected, so it is just stunning. It is so beautiful. This room was absolutely one of my favorites. I, again, cannot express how much I just absolutely love the teamLab Museum, the Borderless Museum. There are a couple like this, apparently. This isn't the only one. And so I look forward to hopefully seeing, if I can ever see another one, I certainly will. There's one in China, and hopefully I will get a chance to see another museum of this kind later. And so again, what's so unique about this, and what just blew me away, was that this is no longer just a piece of a canvas or something that's painted, and there's nothing wrong with that for sure. But just the amount of work and the ever-changing environment, I think, just is incredible, and by far really spoke to me in a sort of you create the environment that you want, and you can change the journey of the art, which I think is just really fun, really fascinating. So it's not just look at this art, you're done. It's I can change this art. If I want it to be blue, for instance, in this crystal room, I can. And this is another piece of art that it was very simple. You just stood in the middle of this concave area, this cave that was hollowed out a little bit, and it was a room, and you just stood in it. And if you stand in the very middle of this spot when this video will play, everything is just taken to the extreme. There's loud music playing, there's birds, there's flowers, there's oceans, you know. So this room was so interesting to me and so fascinating, and it's almost like a motion ride. It's almost like a roller coaster. You are constantly churning and moving around throughout the room. So I highly recommend the teamLab Borderless Museum, and would highly recommend to anyone to go see it. Easily one of my favorite experiences in Japan, and I highly recommend anyone who is in the area to give it a shot. Thank you, and this is my second vlog.